Hello, good afternoon. Actually, sorry, good evening. A pretty late stream. Uh, we're gonna try to finish the alien game today. I should say tonight. Anyway, this time I came pretty ready, so we can just get to it. Actually, no, I wasn't ready. Well, of course, I'm not ready. Gotta enable the chat first, so let me just do that really quick. The audio is connected, correct? Nope, it's not connected. Let me connect the audio as well. God damn it. I jinxed it. If you guys send something, I can't see it just yet. So give me a second. Slowly loading. What a lovely fast computer this is. Oh my god. Alright, let's just get into the game while it's doing this thing. It's literally dying. To my other screen. Shit, it's not working. It's completely dead. Yes. Reopen. Please reopen, please. Why is it opening the browser? My goodness, man, come on. Trolling me. Now it goes to the other browser. That's. Oh man. Okay. Please give me a second, guys. I'm working. I'm trying to fix this. Yo, I'm trying.
To ebb. Botrix has correctly joined the channel.
I hope you have a beautiful night. I mean, you should be asleep by now. It's pretty fucking late anyway. Not like it's 1 or 2 a.m. in Ozitiria. 3%.
One Langy BOI.
One langy boy. Shit, my Astra isn't that strong enough. One langy boy. See what that means? One laggy boy. Oh shit, am I lagging? Ah, fuck. Gosh darn it. What is it? Is it the encoder? I guess it is. 1 second. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Look at this guy.
Yo character tweaking.
I can see it. It is very much tweaking. I'm going 1 frame per second.
Stream Elements bot running. Learn how to customize the bot here. Link.
Let's customize my goddamn frame rate. Alright, 90 frames. We doing okay now? RPG.
5 FPS SOD.
For real.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you. Much love. Alright, let's get into it. I looked a little bit of videos
No
about this
homo
game. No homo, yeah, of course, of
Oh, I
course.
had something I wanted to tell.
No homo indeed. Just a few uh touchies and tips. That's it.
Unls.
Unless, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Hey, at least I fixed the squeaky on my chair today. Yeah, no squeaky. Thank God.
Bus day sod.
Bus days. Yeah, it's been hella busy. Yes. Oh, it has been. So, like when I looked up on a YouTube video, they said the best way to finish this game as soon as possible is just
We're
to
heading
play on
now to
casual.
LV895. The
Ignore every.
This lab was overrun by Xenos, but there may be survivors.
You're in later than
The
usual.
closest shelter is the
You're definitely right. I
Hell into the caverns for search and
streamed like 10 hours before this time. I didn't expect that it would be up now, to be honest. So I just said, fuck, I'll just finish this alien game. And then we can do the thing tomorrow.
for friendlies.
Hello 4.
Weekend.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
It's block construction. A company bunker.
Right on the knackers. I guess, I mean, yeah, that's good. It's also tomorrow weekend.
Here.
Yeah, I guess in the future. Like, fucking 6 hours in the future ahead of me. A little more than that. But it's quite impossible to play with you and Kagami. You just wake up and it's like 6 p.m. in your place. Oh, I forgot how
If Xenos spread
funny the soundtrack is.
they'll be after any survivors. Get moving.
Yeah, but having a party tomorrow night.
Oh, hell yeah.
Down here, some kind of auxiliary base, fallback position.
You gonna get bugged.
Weird door.
Going in this party.
Many logs.
What's the celebration? Very litty. There gotta be a lot of pizzas,
Security
brony,
free range
ranch, chicken,
penetrated air shafts.
salami, I guess,
Ambush.
hot dogs. No way, that's American.
Not a good sign.
It's called Hottest 100.
Continue your sweep. There could still be friendly.
Really? That's what it's called? Is that like some sort of a club? This thing.
Check 6.
They're gonna be like,
Following you.
never mind. Gonna say something crazy.
It's a radio station that hosts the top 100 songs of that year.
That's her radio station that hosts the top 100 songs of that year. Oh, do you have a vote? I guess there's no votes, maybe. Or do you think the first one deserve it?
It's Triple J.
Triple J.
Pardon. The blood spray patterns earlier suggested taller xenomorph attacking
Is that it?
Radio station.
Please remain alert.
Oh.
Drones.
So much Wayland shit. What were they doing down here? Honecker didn't say there was a facility out here. Just
Goddamn
police
Honecker, bro.
Xenos from the side holes.
I think Dracula by Tame Impala will win.
Dracula by Tame Impala will win. Let me hear. Okay, let's get covered again. Actually, it didn't. Actually, the video didn't got down.
Low key banger.
God bless the Mikas. Dracula, why? Them, Alia. Oh, there's a clean version. Now there's gonna be a lot of swears.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty close. That was like a second. What is it? This pop? I guess I shouldn't have assumed. Pretty obvious. Am I supposed to go?
He's an Aussie artist.
And that's how. So this is exclusive to only like the Australian songs. Got it. That's not very good, I'm not gonna lie.
Not any song can win.
Oh really? Oh, never mind.
Workplace incident plans. Missing casualties. Seems like they got drones loose in here. This is the
What about your favorite? Which one is your favorite? Oops.
high security chief. Yeah, we're here, arrest me.
I hope this song wins.
Really?
I do like this artist.
Does have a good voice. The mix of Joji and Anna Grande.
He's won a lot of other times.
Oh, he's not a rookie then, I guess. He got some big balls. In terms, I guess, metaphorically, in terms of music production. I wouldn't know. Oh, oops. I don't know why I like that. That was silly.
Maybe not this year.
Rodriguez,
I'm not
we're here under
not
authority
sure
of the
what other
Colonial
songs
Protection
really
Act.
came out this
Another
year.
drone in the walls.
I wonder.
Our position is secure. I recommend you withdraw.
That was my other computer, sorry.
Understood, ma'am. Be ready to receive us.
Interesting.
Come on, that's not what I meant.
I don't know. Probably another. What does it even say?
Wait,
Front swarm heading your way.
hang on, wait a
Loser.
You have more than one computer.
The other one is for the TTS. This one is for the games.
You must be balling.
No, this is actually a headless laptop that I got for like 20 bucks. Just holding the encoding stuff easier. Just, you know, you just gotta pretty much work with what you have.
You're tweaking again.
Ah, shit. God damn Italy. Oh my god, why is it so searched? What the fuck? Did the game crash?
And the stream buggy.
Sorry, give me a second. I think it's just because I have browser open. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry.
Okay, I think it's good.
Hopefully.
Still with us, Rodriguez?
Bypassing damage.
Bypassing
We're
damage.
secure. You're the only ones in danger here, Marines.
That's the job, ma'am. We'll get you out safe.
I'm gonna have a bot for like song
Cheat
requests
mod
soon.
activated.
Cheat mode activated.
Bypassing damage.
Cheat mode activated. That's what Kagami did last night. I'm sorry, a few days ago.
Scam of game is here. Smiley face.
Scam of game is here. Well, it does look pretty scammy, I guess. I don't know. It's not. I guess the Xbox exclusive Xbox Game Pass qualification doesn't mean shit really. It's just Unreal Engine slob sometimes. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay feeling is nice. It's just that it's not really unique. It's just another World War Z game. Is it soulless? A little bit. But it's not too soulless, I guess.
I like the Colonial Marines alien.
Yeah, it's nice.
Rouge Company if you know it.
Roach Company, yeah, except it's not really Roach.
Old alien game.
Old alien game.
I have to remind you, this facility is private property.
Never heard of that.
Here to pass out recruiting pamphlets.
It feels like a
Give me time to contact the Home Office for guidance.
feels like an old strategy
What the hell's her problem? Does she even want to be
Yeah.
rescued?
Assistance required.
colonial marines alien. Oh, you got me curious. I want to see what it is. I don't know. My shit is gonna tweak again. Oh well, fuck it. Long yellow marines. The fuck?
Bypassing damage.
What? Some damage. There's the whole collection. Russian language only available in Russia. Interesting.
Bypassing damage.
Next positive. Why is it bad? Now open source for your choice. Head to ModUp. Search for alien eradication. Download it, put it up. You'll be able to erase this video game off your mind. Wait, so this is like... This doesn't look like Doom to me. It looks pretty good.
The game wasn't very stable.
Oh, I guess in terms of optimization. When was it released? 2012. Yeah, 2012 and like 2 gigabytes sounds a lot.
It's more story based.
Shit, that's perfect for me. I want that. I'll keep that in mind actually. Thank you for letting me know. We'll put it to the to that list in case if I ever go into it.
Across the canyon. What the hell is that?
It's Nevada.
The overhang? We couldn't see this on approach.
Alien vs Predator 2010 one was very good.
Is it the same, like same company or like a completely different game? It has a good story now. Just count me in. Gameplay is nice, but story is nicer.
I never played it, but I watched a whole playthrough of it.
Oh shit! All right. Alien vs Predator 2010. Let me look at that. It doesn't even show up. What the fuck? Is this banned? Oh, Sega. Okay, okay. I think that's the one. Is this a movie? Why does that look weird? Barely any screenshots. Oh, there we go. Survive, hunt prey in the deadly jungles and swamps. Oh, this really looks old. Look at this. 2010, only 1 gigabyte. That's the correct measurement. Yeah, I'll definitely look at this. It kind of looks like Fallout 3 and Alien Isolation, I guess. Looks cool.
Now we need to get you across that canyon.
The boss literally did all the work. Oh, thank you. Oh shit, my shit is tweaking again. Dude, this game is a fucking bloatware, god damn it. Alright, no complaining. Finish it. I'm gonna die.
It's like 3-faction washer between humans, predators, and aliens.
Get that bridge extended.
I wonder what that kind of sounds like.
Co, you got their location locked? Can you drop munitions in the gap?
Please, remember who you're talking to.
Hey, if it's Sega, I mean, if it's a big company like Sega, you know, they gotta deliver. Mother, father. Thank you.
The reviews are all very positive.
Oh yeah, they do. They definitely look like super positive. The game looks nice too.
Chopani, I drop on my next pass. I suggest you move.
Usually I just blind through games, even when the reviews are bad.
Fireteam, move!
Oh, that's, you know, that's a good relief. There's a game called
Straight away.
Borderlands
Watch for
New Tales. A lot of people hated, but it turns out it wasn't really that bad. It's just that
Damn. Off by 0.6.
like when you look at the reviews, there's nothing really logical. It's just
I don't think the company
jokes, you know, about the game being bad, but not really specifying why it's bad. I played the game; it was actually really awesome. In fact, it was better in some terms than the original one. Borderlands, what was it? Telltales or something like that. So sometimes you can't really rely on the Steam reviews. If they like the...
Have you played the new Dooms?
Yeah, I've played all of them last year. I played Eternal, played Dark Ages,
Orient and engage.
2016, that was like 3 years ago. But no, I haven't played the retro ones. One that finished Doom 1, I guess. Or at least the first episode, maybe.
Assistance required.
I'm definitely gonna consider putting these ones, but I'm questioning whether I should play Doom 3 or not. Because that one is pretty scary. It looks really horror. There's like jump scares and everything. It kind of looks like what's it called? Fear. F.E.A.R.
Not a fan of horror.
Very, very not fan of horror. I mean, I've forced myself to play some really good games, like Resident Evil 2. Like, yeah, there's jump scares, but it was worth it. Like, the game is actually really good. When the game is really good, I'll beat my fears to it, I guess. And I should really focus on getting ammo.
Just small signals left. Area secured. Rendezvous at the spooky door.
Have
me.
you played Dead Space?
Dead Space, not yet, but it's on the list. I might play the remaster one, or I guess remake. That one's definitely on my list.
Huddle up, Fireteam. Rodriguez is ahead. Let's figure out what we're getting into. We made contact with Wayland Yutani survivors, led by Cynthia Rodriguez. She claims they're safe in a company.
Hey, buddy.
Now, after the Frontier War in '84, everyone wised.
Okay, Sod, it's bedtime. I'm getting up early for rock climbing.
No worries, bro. You have a beautiful day tomorrow. I mean, beautiful weekend, honestly. Thank you for hopping in. Get some comfy sleep. Bye bye. I'll play tomorrow or tomorrow, hopefully.
Bye.
See ya. Smell you later. I'm good. What the fuck is going on with my OBS? It's like a CSGO. I'm gonna play a video because I'm just gonna get really quiet. This game is boring. Just I tried to give it the attention, but it's the soundtrack. No throw up. Oh my god, my whole computer is frozen now. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Wait, smart gun error sound? What the fuck does that mean? Disable sound played when it fails to find a valid target. Oh, okay. Menu parallax. What that means? Colorblind mode. Oh, it does, dude. It does help a lot. These colors look the same. I'm not gonna lie. These, I wouldn't be able to differentiate this and this. Same color. I swear to God. I'm not trying to. Whatever. Let's just. I'm gonna open up Moonlight so I can play on my second. Wait, there's two PCs? What the fuck? Is this one? What if I connect it to my own computer? That'd be silly. Connection, not private. Okay, buddy. Oh, okay, buddy. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to play something in the background, just as a. It's a way to break this silence, I guess. Why is it slow? I don't get it. It's the hard drive? Is it really dying? Alright, fuck it. Let's just watch whatever is in there.
This is gonna be so fun. So the first time I used a Windows phone, it was the Lumia 635, and I think it's safe to say that thing was a little underpowered. But this time I'm doing Windows Phone right, and I'm buying one of the most powerful devices to ever come out for the platform. But there's still one thing to worry about. This is Windows Phone, and Microsoft dropped this like a brick. So today we're gonna find out just how usable the Lumia 950 is today. Oh, and cool, it goes with the case, but yeah, I should probably clean that. I mean, I could lick it and skip work tomorrow. Okay, and after cleaning up the phone and the case, I gotta say, this phone's design is really nice. Now, when you think of phone from 2015, you really think of, like, just glass, but nope, the Lumia 950 is all plastic. I guess you could call it cheaping out, but at the same time, you can take the back off and remove the battery and add a micro SD card, so I consider that a bonus. And speaking of the phone's design, this brand, Zeiss, Aren't those the guys who did the cameras on the Xperia? You know, I don't think we're gonna find out much more about this phone just by staring at the back of it, so let's flip it over and take a look at the OS. Now, the first thing that sticks out to me on Windows 10 Mobile is the entire OS seems to be designed with, like, AMOLED black, which is just my favorite. It didn't really have that wow factor on the other Windows phone I used because it was an LCD panel, but on this AMOLED, it looks really slick. Here's the legal stuff. Last updated December 2016, yeah. Windows Phone doesn't really get updates anymore, if you couldn't tell, but surprisingly, they did actually support this platform with security releases.
Guess you can't do anything.
2020. What time zone are you in? Can I...
Alright, let's just continue the campaign. Fuck it.
You're not gonna let me? Alright, I guess it's 2019 then. Connect to Wi-Fi. Oh, you know, just the second I put this password in, it's gonna bug me to log into a Microsoft account, right? The keyboard itself is actually pretty nice though, and I like the sounds it makes. Okay, so here's the telemetry settings. Location, yeah, you're not getting that.
We made contact with Weyland-Yutani survivors, led by Cynthia Rodriguez. She claims they're safe in a company bunker. We're not abandoning them to the Xenos.
That's pretty surprising.
Find a safe route through the
not use a
caves so we
Microsoft
can...
account. It's like a foreign concept when it comes to Windows 11 today. Normally I wouldn't want to, but I think this is how you access the store, so I'll give it a try. Okay, so I just made a burner account on the web. Let's see if it works. Could not turn on reset protection, but did the login actually work?
So who did?
Okay, yeah, looks like it did. Meet Cortana, your super assistant. Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna be fantastic. Actually, isn't she, like, deprecated now? Yeah, not now, carrier bloatware. That kind of reminds me this...
Carrier bloatware.
I should take it to the store and get it unlocked. So, here we are on the Windows 10 mobile home screen, and
Did they actually allow him to unlock it?
The only issue with them is, why do some of them have, like, all this detail and color, and the rest of them are just blue? Doesn't really make...
That's Doomfist.
Whoa, Windows 10 just texted me? There is a lot of old apps on here that'll be fun to try out, but first off, I want to see if Cortana works. Let Cortana...
Damn!
Location history, sure.
God knows.
Wait, as soon as you sign in, I'm already signed into a Microsoft account. And after hitting sign in, I just get this error that says something went wrong. Hey Microsoft, how did making most of your OS rely on the web pan out? Is she at least functional without a Microsoft account? Cortana, what time is it? Cortana, what time is it? Cortana. Okay, you know,
I don't think it works anymore.
Completely useless, and it wasn't really different from the case when she was actually functional, huh? So this software should be from like 2016 to 17. So can we like remote it to an Xbox One maybe? Oh, okay. So we have to download the latest version of this app from the Microsoft Store, and apparently this is so broken it can't even load in the Windows font. This is just basic XML. There's no way this connects. Yeah, didn't think so, but oh, you know what? We need to update the store. Okay, will the update work?
Nah.
Alright.
It is pretty embarrassing.
I doubt it, but maybe we can fix this by installing the latest update for the phone. So the update is installed, and now I'm just waiting for it to finish here, and it says we're getting there.
But maybe I should look around.
Small little touches like that just make me love an OS. And now that the update's actually installed, looks like Xbox got updated, but I'm still curious about the store first. And now we just get an error that says we can't seem to start the store update right now, so the store is just dead on Windows 10 Mobile, unfortunately. And the Xbox app we did that entire process for just crashes online. Great app support, Microsoft. Now, when it comes to the Nokia Lumia series, usually one of the standout features of these phones is the camera built into it. In fact, the Lumia 950 actually has a built-in camera button right here, and this button really reminds me of camera control on an iPhone, because when you half press it in, it just shows the flash, and then when you full press it in, it takes the photo. And even though the phone is from 2015, the camera and flash on this thing are just amazing. I mean, take a look at this picture it took of my collection. All the colors look correct, you can make out the detail on the wood. I'm impressed. Now, the last stock Windows 10 Mobile feature I want to take a look at before we move on to modding this thing is Continuum. The easiest way to explain this is that it's Samsung DeX but for Windows 10 Mobile. Predates Samsung DeX by like 2 years as well. Now there are some limitations, unfortunately. You can't really run like full Windows apps on here. You can only run stuff that'll run on the Windows Phone itself, which again is kind of like a similar limitation to Samsung DeX. But I just love gimmicks, so if I wasn't 9 years old when this phone came out, Continuum might have sold me on the Windows Phone. Okay, so it's playing us this intro video. Use apps on the second screen while using your phone. Yeah, it's not going to be very comfortable with the kind of setup I got here and all the wires I'm using, but I appreciate the effort. Oh, you know what? You misspelled microslop. So, here's the desktop for Continuum. It works exactly like a Windows 10 desktop would, at least visually. Under the hood, though, it's still Windows Phone, but at least some of the Microsoft optimized apps feel like the full Windows 10 version. And for some weird reason, Continuum seems to not support popping out your windows in like freeform mode. Once you figure out that you gotta shove your mouse into the corner to get the controls for the window, you only have minimize and close, no maximize. As much as I want to like it, I think Continuum has the same exact problem Windows 8 does. It's a touch interface and you're trying to use it with a mouse and keyboard. You could get used to the strange UI, but I think the death blow to Continuum is the fact that not all apps are supported. It's kind of like on a per app basis, which I think the developers have to opt into. Maybe
I mean, it does work.
More useful once we jailbreak the phone, though. Alright, so I have some knowledge of modding Windows phones, but not a lot, so let's take a look at Reddit. The Microsoft Store on Windows 10 Mobile doesn't let you download apps, which is the same issue we have, and to fix that, we gotta use WUT to install apps. And checking the GitHub for this project,
Oh, that's
this seems to
cool.
be an all-in-one toolbox for Windows Phone stuff. And that's the strangest thing. To install it, we don't use a .exe, we use a .msix, which is like a Windows app. This app package's publisher certificate could not be verified? Alright, so how do we bypass that?
Whoa.
It's probably a really simple fix. There's a certificate file already bundled in the folder. And then we import this cert straight into the trusted root section. And nice, finally Windows gets out of my way. It was worth fiddling with the certificate because look how many options we have inside here. Can we actually like push emulators to the phone straight from this program?
Might as
With the
well.
phone connected to the computer, we can just start pushing all these apps to it.
That's cool.
This app is gonna handle the installation for me. Let's tick on dev settings in the
These
phone.
guys are awesome.
I can find it. Oh, and sorry to flashbang you, but the screen was starting to get really reflective. So I'm guessing this is the prompt we need to push it to the phone. So let's tick on dev mode, hit install, and see what happens. Oh, okay. So I've been playing around with the WUT tool, and I think I found the issue. We're not supposed to install it on the computer, we're supposed to install it on the phone itself.
Oh.
Dev mode enabled, so we just pick this one folder right here.
I'm surprised you can even do that.
Copy all these files over to the Windows Phone, especially this .appx file. If it's a .msix file, it won't install on the phone. And now we go in here, click on the certificate to install it, and then we install the app itself. Is it gonna do anything, or... Oh, there we go. And now, finally, we should have access to a decent storefront. Now that I'm not using it on a computer, this touch-focused interface has started to make a lot more sense. And there's an entire section dedicated to app repositories, which I don't know how I missed before, but I'm glad I didn't this time. So on the Microsoft Store, we had absolutely no apps, but here we have pretty much everything. There is so many apps here, it's insane. First things first, we're definitely gonna hit...
Game emulator.
If you can't get live service like Clash Royale on this phone, at the very least you can get handheld and console games. Speaking of which, how does installing the apps work now that we have this tool installed on the phone itself? I guess we just click on it and that's it? Oh wow, yeah, it's really just that simple. And it looks like
This is the dude. This makes my Android looks like puts me in shame.
look at. So now that we have games,
It's that easy.
let's see what social media apps are available. Unicord. Oh, you know what? I've actually heard about this one before in the YouTube comments. This lets you use Discord on the Windows Phone. And after taking a look at that massive cap,
Dude.
a bunch of apps to test out here. So first up, let's try out YouTube. Oh yeah, that's not good actually. It just crashes immediately. Maybe we can like download a different version. I guess we'll take a look at the latest version of MyTube instead. Alright, so we hit the bare minimum. The app is actually...
God damn it.
We have like a bunch of README changes here, and it says updated custom API key instructions. So, do we gotta like do work on the back end for this app? It's not a good sign that the trending page isn't working, but what if we search up my channel? Nothing here either. That sucks, but at least we can fix it with the API key stuff. You gotta go to console.developers.google.com and do all of this. Alright, let me do it off camera. And after restarting with the API setup, it looks like YouTube is actually working now. There I am. Will the video actually play, though? Yeah, it's been a couple minutes. I don't think it's gonna play. We gotta fix something inside settings. Again. Oh, you know what? I think I know the error. I didn't log in with the Google account. And even after logging in and messing with settings, I just can't get the videos to play here. I tried some other YouTube clients as well, and nothing seems to work, but I can think of one way to play YouTube on this phone.
Brother.
It's just pathetic. So if you want to watch YouTube on the Windows Phone, you gotta use Microsoft Edge, and Microsoft Edge, it just sucks because it's built on Internet Explorer. To give it credit, it is playing the video, but there's no recommended section, so every single time you want to do a new video, you gotta go back to the homepage and search for something new. Alright, so YouTube was a complete disaster.
Better than nothing.
What about Discord? Oh, okay, so for this app, we gotta log in with the Discord token. Be right back again. And surprisingly, after I put my token into the app, it's fully functional. Android 4.0 or Windows Phone, which is more usable? It's a good question, actually. The one
Actually, it looks really good.
is you can't really connect to a voice call with it. It will say you're connected at the bottom, but you can't hear anybody and they can't hear you, so it doesn't count. Let's take a break from social media for a second, fire up some PSP instead. Now, usually on the older Android phones I test out, these games don't run at 100% speed, but the CPU inside this thing is a Snapdragon 808, so I expect decent performance from it. What?
Oh shit.
We're not even inside a race yet, and the game is already struggling to hit 60 frames. And now we can't even hit 30 frames a second. How's it gonna look when we actually...
I guess the optimization is really non-existent.
13 frames. Oh, sorry, my bad. An unstable 13 frames. I already went into the PSP settings and turned all the resolution down to the lowest, so this is just the bare minimum performance we're getting out of this thing. Congratulations, Windows Phone. That was just absolutely terrible. Even the Galaxy S3 did PSP.
I wouldn't blame it on him.
We can try playing some Game Boy Advance games in Universal Emulator. Really low bar, but at least this isn't stuttering. I'm so glad this emulator lets you customize the controls, because it would have been terrible otherwise. So at the very least, the Windows Phone can handle a game that only needs like, what, 300 kilobytes of RAM? Okay, that's enough games for now. Let's get right back into the slop with TikTok. Oh, okay, so here's a very professional message. Important. Up to grade 8 tick now. Okay, sure, I guess. There's no 8-tick app, but there is a 7-tick app. Will this work? Just gives me the exact same result. Alright, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Now, you probably wouldn't have guessed based on the name, but Wingo Tagged Preview is actually an Instagram client. Will the login... Okay, so apparently it just kicks you right back to the same screen. So out of all the apps we've tested so far, only one app seems to have worked well, and that's Unicord, and you can't even call with voice on that. My expectations are rock bottom right now, but let's finish off with the Reddit clients and see if those work.
Unlucky.
Doesn't work? What? What did I expect? What about Bacon It? Oh, whoa, okay, so this is actually working. Bacon It is actually a really nice Reddit client for Windows 10 mobile.
Well, there's Doomfist.
Design language. And somehow, despite all the API changes a few years ago, it's still able to communicate with it, which I don't know how, but I'm not complaining. Before we leave this device, I want to just check one more thing. Do any of the apps we installed actually work in Continuum? Ooh, cool, my display's all stretched out now. You know what? But from the looks of it, pretty much every third-party app we just installed will run in Continuum. This is a good experience, right? So that's Windows 10 Mobile, and by extension, the Nokia Lumia 950 in 2025. So, is this thing usable to— No! If you have an app on here that does anything with the internet, chances are it's just not going to function at all. And there are third-party apps you can sideload onto the phone, but the ones that work are few and far between. And when it comes to emulating games like PSP, even the Galaxy S3 beats this. And you know who's to blame? Is it the app developers? Is it Nokia? No, it's Microslop. It kind of reminds me of like the PlayStation Vita where they just dropped the thing too soon. Could you imagine a modern-day Windows phone running Windows 11 with all the ARM stuff we got going on today? You'd be able to run all the mid-apps on the Microsoft Store.
Funny thing is actually happening.
Important. Normal Windows apps. So you know how Windows 8 and 8.1 had the desktop tile inside the start menu to run the normal Windows apps? That's how they should have done it on a Windows phone, at least in my opinion. Running those apps natively on the phone with the desktop mode and also using Continuum would have been so sweet, but you know, in hindsight, shoulda, coulda, woulda. At the very least, the Lumia 950 has a bunch of cool projects out there for it. You can put ARM64 Windows 11 on the thing, you can install Android on the phone, or better yet, the cancelled and recently leaked Windows Andromeda OS. Now, aside from all those fun community projects, Windows 10 Mobile was really a letdown. Instead of Windows Phone, we should just call this wasted potential.
Damn.
Anyways, thanks for watching it. Let me know down in the comments which one of these weird OS projects do you want me to do on the Lumia 950 first. Alright, I'll see you later.
Hopefully these guys can get me ammo at least.
Hi and welcome back to a new video. I'm pretty sure you followed the recent news that happened in the past weeks with memory prices drastically increasing, currently being about 4 times more expensive than a year ago. Then also SSDs becoming more expensive and eventually also GPUs. And you might think, okay, it makes sense because there is memory on the GPUs. I can tell you it is not only memory related and it will become much worse shortly.
Oh no.
Duranout is our new high-end thermal paste and the successor of Cryonaut. It's even better performing, it is much easier to apply, it is cheaper and it's much more durable. That's where the name comes from. Especially if you're now maybe considering to buy it, getting up issuing was also the new. I just want to give you a bit more information from the start. So we're talking about AIBs, and AIBs are the add-in board partners. So those could be ASUS, Gigabyte, MSI, the ones that you usually know as the vendor of the graphics card, even though they just basically assemble it, because they buy the GPU from NVIDIA, as you know, but
with the memories.
They do not only buy the GPU, but also at the same time in a bundle, also the memory. For example, on this RTX 5070 Ti, that would be a total of 60 gigabytes, so we have 8 memory ICs with 2 gigabyte each of GDDR7. And NVIDIA is supplying the entire thing. So they are supplying a bundle of a GPU and the 8 memory ICs. Of course, it's going to be a larger scale, so they will not buy a single GPU and 8 memory ICs, they will buy hundreds and thousands of those sets to then build those graphics cards. depending on the market situation, this was either a good or a bad topic in the past. It also depends on who you ask in which exact situation. So it could be depending on if it's a big AIB, small AIB, and if the demand was currently big or small. So that definitely
Okay, so I guess these are really
a
sent.
lot of different stories about this topic. But in general, it means that
No, come on, I meant to press control.
like
No,
Gigabyte
sorry.
Asus, they could probably approach a big memory vendor themselves, like Micron or Hynix, and ask them for a certain set of memory. They could probably source it themselves. Whereas if it's a very small AIB, they might find it difficult to get the allocation for a big amount of memory chips. And that's why it sometimes can be good that NVIDIA is providing it exactly in a bundle to make sure that if they're selling a GPU, it can actually be turned into a GPU. But it also means that they are tied to whatever is NVIDIA charging, right? And right now, because NVIDIA is basically a fabless manufacturer, they don't manufacture GPUs, they don't manufacture memory, they just hand over the contract to, for example, TSMC, then they get their GPUs, and then they buy the memory from like Hynix, Samsung, or Micron, for example. And then they are selling it to their partners.
And now they don't even do that anymore.
They will also charge more from the AIBs. And when there is everything sold as a bundle, it also means that the AIBs have no chance of trying to source the memory themselves, maybe for a cheaper option. And at the same time, it also means that just by the memory prices increasing, NVIDIA is increasing their revenue. And now we're getting over to the topic why I'm even making this video, and that is because I received some kind of classified and super information of what NVIDIA is doing behind the scenes with their partners. And that is all about MSRP. And if you just go back 10-15 years and look at GPUs and...
No, don't use them, yeah.
Usually you had the launch and NVIDIA was recommending an MSRP. And at that time, during launch, like the first few days, it was often at about MSRP, and then it usually quickly dropped because you had the AIBs like MSI, Gigabyte, Asus. They were all competition, and the competition worked the way it is intended, that the prices were going down just because of supply and demand. But if you think back, just from the RTX 30 launch, this didn't really happen anymore. The MSRP was communicated, but most of the time it was not really possible to sell those cards below the MSRP. At least it did not happen for whatever reason. Now with the RTX 50 launch, and I think I also mentioned this in one of my launch videos, there was this thing that NVIDIA differentiated between having an MSRP card and a non-MSRP card. MSRP cards were always allowed to be published, the reviews, one day ahead. So if as a reviewer you receive a card, you could just show your review on launch day. And then if you had a card that was clocked 25 megahertz higher and cost $50 more, you had to wait another day. That already made no sense. I already talked about that during the review phase a couple of months ago. And because it just doesn't make a difference in some of the cases, but NVIDIA put a high focus on pushing these MSRP cards. And obviously most of the reviewers were also trying to get MSRP cards, not because they like them so much, but because from a reviewer perspective, it doesn't make sense to review the exact same card. They differ from the cooler design, they're a bit more expensive, but you will have the same GPU and you will have the same memory on it. So it's going to be the same performance, and you would not, as a reviewer, want to publish your video one day later just because it's $30 more expensive on paper. And for the last couple of years, this MSRP topic was really difficult, especially for us reviewers. It was difficult to just give a comment on this because you never knew if this is going to happen or not. You know, you had...
I guess eventually it did happen.
You had NVIDIA giving you the MSRP, what they think it's going to cost. Then you had you people out there, what you were thinking you would like to pay for this. And then there was the reality. And the reality is something completely different. That is usually a result of supply and demand. Then you have the trader in between, the big shops. They also add their margin on it, and then it could be something completely different. And influencing this price, the MSRP or the price where it's actually being sold for, is quite difficult. But NVIDIA thought, hey, we're NVIDIA, we can do that. And that's why they had the so-called OPP program. Don't ask me what OPP stands for. I tried to find it out, but I didn't get a reply.
What is it?
Find out more information about what it stands for. But at least I was able to verify this information through two different sources to make sure that this is actually legit. And apparently the OPP program existed until a couple of days ago. The OPP program is basically like a cashback thing, where Nvidia tried to actively influence the AIBs and the pricing to make sure that some cards happen on the market and that they are actually being sold by the AIBs for the MSRP. And as far as I know, all the big AIBs were actually part of this. And now if you were one of the big AIBs and you decided that you would want, for example, to sell this RTX 5070 Ti at MSRP, it was simply impossible without Nvidia's help. Because the AIB, you know, they make a nice cooler design, they make their PCB, backplate, and all the kind of things that assemble a graphics card, except for the memory, which they had to buy from Nvidia. And if you would just look at the raw cost of the card after it's being produced, it seemed to be impossible to sell this card at MSRP without Nvidia's help.
Damn!
In result, that the partners had to be buddies with Nvidia, they had to team up, and then...
Dude, that's terrifying. All of the GPU vendors, they just relied on Nvidia for the fucking memories. Now that Nvidia just said screw it, we're not doing that anymore. I mean, really, everyone is screwed, including the GPU vendors. Nobody's winning.
Rodriguez's group.
Except Nvidia, I guess.
Ruin she won't talk about. It's a trade secret. There's haywire Wayland Yutani security synths ahead. Cut through them, link up with Rodriguez, and get her people.
It's pretty scary.
Guarantee that they would sell the cards at MSRP through the shops and then report back to Nvidia with numbers, with pricing, to then get like a cashback, which was the only way how they could sell these cards at MSRP. Otherwise, it was just simply too expensive. And while this entire thing might sound like some price fixing agreement, which might be illegal, honestly, I'm not a lawyer and I have no clue if this is legal or not. But in the past, I would also say it wouldn't really matter too much, because in the first moment, Nvidia was probably selling the GPUs and memory too expensive to the partners, so they could not realize the MSRP in practice.
Oh.
Then Nvidia used the OPP program to kind of force this MSRP into the market to make sure that the consumer could actually buy cards at the MSRP. Now the thing is, out of nowhere, it seems like Nvidia completely cancelled the OPP program, so it no longer exists. And in result, you will have to expect massive price increases across all of these cards. So that means that MSRP that Nvidia communicated in the past basically no longer exists. It's completely irrelevant. I double-checked this information with two sources I know in the industry, and both confirmed that this existed. And they also confirmed that the rumors about 5070 Ti are true, that Nvidia heavily cut the supply for this card and there will be almost no supply for this card anymore, and they are shifting the supply towards the RTX 5080. But you will have to expect massive price increases for both of them. Usually I'm not making these kind of videos because it's not really my style, but just receiving this information, double checking it, it seems to be worth it, especially giving you the information early. And that this might be the last time, the last days to secure a 5080 at a somewhat reasonable price. Because it's expected that they will see a massive price increase, like a triple price increase. Not
what the fuck?
Percentage or something, but caused by three reasons. So first of all, it seems like the information that Hardware Box received from ASUS was kind of true. It was not fully wrong because it seems like it's not EOL.
So nobody's gonna buy games.
The supply for these GB203 GPUs completely for the 5070 Ti and wants to move it towards the 5080, because it kind of makes sense if you have a very high yield rate on the GB203 GPU, because it's the same, both cards share the same GPU, but with a high yield rate you might want to use those GPUs with full extent on the RTX 5080 instead, because you would earn more money on it. Then canceling the OPP program will bring up the prices anyway, and then Nvidia also increases the prices because of the full memory crisis. This means that at least the industry partners I talked to, they are expecting a price increase of about 40 to 50% overall on the 5080. So moving from like half a year ago, roughly 1,000 euros to 1,400 to 1,500 euros, which is quite a solid price increase. Now the thing I didn't figure out yet is, why did the OPP program exist in the first place? If you're looking at Nvidia, the only thing they care about is how can they make more money to increase the stock price further, right? That's the only thing that they seem to care about. They certainly do not care about the consumer, otherwise they would not act the way. And you would maybe also not have lawful high power anymore. Anyway, but it all just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, if they would care about the consumer pricing, they would not do these moves. They would not cancel the OPP program.
I didn't know about this shit.
Fly from 5070 Ti to 50.
Should have saved money. Can they
Artificially
refund?
the pricing of this to earn more. All of this is quite odd. So I have literally no clue why the OPP program existed in the first place. Like, why did they even care to push some cards for MSRP?
Damn me.
If you have an idea why this existed, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. It also seems to be true that RTX 50 Super Series might not make it to the market at all. At least it sounds plausible with the current situation of very bad memory supply. The Super Series was meant to only have a bit more memory on the card, which is in this situation quite difficult, I would say, and Nvidia is probably selling them anyway. They're selling them at a higher margin with artificially cutting supply and all of this.
It's gonna backfire on them.
You know, if you ask me, it's just kind of sad how Nvidia evolved into something. It's just not nice. And even if the AI hype, if it goes down in a couple of years maybe, and Nvidia feels the need to go back to the consumer market, I will probably not forget about that topic. And I honestly hope that AMD and Intel will take this opportunity and not do stupid mistakes like also increase pricing artificially. But this is definitely the chance for them to catch up a little bit on the market, gain market share if they take the right choice and get good pricing. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye bye.
What a depressing ass video. Yeah. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna be screwed for the next few years.
Early 2000s sim game about dinosaurs with a great soundtrack and mixed or average reviews. Of course, no one actually sells the game, so off to the abandonware sites we go. But the comments are filled with claims that it requires the CD, as well as, "This is Onlu the demo, blodding hell." Now the download does contain a crack folder, however, this would be a short video if we just use that, so let's see if we can figure this out for ourselves instead. I don't trust the installer any more than I trust the crack, so let's get this into a VM. As an aside, I wanted to try VMware Workstation as it's now free, but what is this site it routes me to? Okay, so I've actually had to use a guide to figure out where on the website the download actually is. Anyway, I've installed the game, and sure enough, it does complain about a lack of CD. The README does have a contact number. Wonder if they can help. I've opened it up in Ghidra, an open source decompiler and disassembler, but the string isn't actually in there anywhere. This suggests that it's probably obfuscated, i.e. it's sitting in the binary in an encoded format, and then at runtime the game deobfuscates it so to get the original string out, effectively trying to prevent me doing exactly what I'm trying to do. We know that the game shows a message box, and Windows has a function called message box A, which will display a message box. So let's fire this up under a debugger. I'm using x64 debug, and set a breakpoint on that, which will allow the program when it displays this error, and have a poke around its internals. Weirdly, it's not being hit, and the message box isn't showing, but digging around I can see I'm in command line text02.dll. Don't know what happened to command line text01.dll. Anyway, let's crack that open in Ghidra. Oh, it's not in the game files. So this means the DLL is probably embedded in the main game and at runtime unpacked and loaded. So let's set a breakpoint on load library, the Win32 function for loading DLLs, and yeah, we can see here that it's been loaded from the temp directory. I'm not really getting anywhere here. There must be some anti-debugging techniques going on because the game will just not run when launched from a debugger. We're actually a bit lucky here. The message box has a retry button which presumably runs whatever CD checks again as it displays the error box again when This allows us to attach a debugger to the process as it's running.
Smart.
To trigger the checks, effectively bypassing any of the initial anti-debugging techniques. Stopping on message.
This guy's literally cracking the whole game right now.
Here, this loads both versions of MessageBox, does some checks and either calls the A version or does a text conversion and calls the W version. Without getting into the weeds of it, Windows supports both ASCII and UTF-16 strings, and these are just the A and W variants. Following it up the stack, we get to this misery, which boils down to an infinite loop here. There's a check here, but just patching that out causes the game to crash. I think it's something to do with all this miserable global state that the game presumably sets up when it starts. Okay, let's take a step back. How would I check if a CD was present? Well, I'd probably call get drive type A, so we set a breakpoint on that and see if that is called. But if we look at the call site in Ghidra, we get this hot mess. So the code calling this is obfuscated at rest, and the game must deobfuscate it when it runs. Let's just dump the running process. Even though the game isn't playing, we can hope that the code in memory is now deobfuscated. And opening that in Ghidra, we can now see
how working, buddy?
Get drive type A. It looks like the game resolves functions and calls them from global variables, which just makes it harder to track down function calls. There's also a check if a drive is a CD-ROM here. Browsing around, it calls some mysterious function in synth.dll, maybe some DRM library. Here, it looks like it tries to read data from the disk. In fact, it's issuing raw ioctl commands, which return some info about the CD in a buffer. So I did a bit of digging online, and it turns out that this game uses secure ROM. Securom? Whatever. A somewhat infamous
ROM.
I also found this tool from Yates, which will check for secure ROM, and we can see that it is using version 4.84.64.0016. I've actually had some correspondence with the author of this tool from previous videos, so a big thanks to them. So from reading around a bit, it seems that the game itself is actually encrypted, and the decryption key is stored on the CD. The details are a little light, but the gist of it is that the key is stored in such a way that most DVD burning and cloning software will actually fail to copy it. Regardless, the game will not run without the CD, so it's off to eBay I go.
Lot of EM traffic in the next room. Big cinema.
How much? Oh my god, you actually did it.
Okay, so I inherently trust the seller, so I'm going to whip out my Freubets, and we're going to install this on my host machine. So I've installed it, but I still get the error if I remove the CD. I mean, it would be nice if this just worked. Look at this more closely. The game starts in the...
No, that would not be more nice. That would just remove the video.
Normally, a linker will put the code and original entry point, or OEP, in the text section. In fact, the actual OEP of the game is probably still in the text section, but obfuscated, and then the deobfuscation code is in this Command T section. So the game now is, can we find the original OEP, i.e. where the game actually starts from after all the deobfuscation chuff. I've gone back to looking at the call sites for Get Drive A, and this one here is interesting. It does a load of gubbins I hope I don't have to reverse, and at the end it calls jump EAX. This is strange because normal functions don't tend to just jump to a random address at the end. I'd expect a call instruction. A breakpoint on this, restart, and it jumps to this function. Now I can't be certain, but I think this is the original OEP. It does a lot of init stuff that you would expect the program to do when it first runs. And in fact, if we look at this address in the game before it runs, we can see it's obfuscated, or more likely encrypted, with the key on the CD. When the game is up and running, the decrypted code is just sitting there in memory, and now that we think we know what the OEP is, in theory we should just be able to dump the executable and just jump straight to that address. However, for some reason, the tool that I would normally use to dump exes, Scylla, isn't producing a valid binary. I've tried several tools and they all have the same issue. Maybe the game has done something to prevent dumping? A cursory compare between the original and dumped version show that the main difference is in the text section, i.e. where the obfuscated code lives. So I've done something marginally terrifying. I've copied the text section out of the bad dumped executable and I've smashed that into the text section
Did that work?
of the original game. This, in theory, leaves me with a valid PE file with the deobfuscated code in it. Unsurprisingly, it still crashes.
Aww.
Stepping through, and it's crashing on _init term, which, according to the docs, internal methods that walk a table of function pointers and initialize them, and in the remarks section, these methods are only called internally during the initialization of a C++ program. Don't call these methods in a program. So this lends further credence to our hypothesis that this is the real OEP. In fact, it's the first function pointer that crashes, which if we trace it through is due to calling this function here. That's a lot of assembly, with a lot of bit shifting. And my favourite part, periodic time checks. This is a pretty classic anti-debugging technique. Basically, if the code takes too long to execute, it will assume that you're stepping through it with a debugger. And in fact, if we do step through it with a debugger, we get thrown into some infinite loop somewhere. thought of reversing this all has given me a stomachache, but it must do something important if it's so well protected. In fact, this function is called from loads of places within the code. Over 3,000 of them. It's over 3,000. However, scrolling down the misery, we can see at the bottom another suspect jump EAX. But if we set a breakpoint on that, then it's an invalid address, so probably why it's crashing. There's another call to this strange function in the entry point, so I just used the debugger to force execution to this and then ran to the jump. This time, EAX is a valid address. It's __p __ in env in MSVCRT, which is part of the C++ runtime initialization, obviously. I've spot checked another few cases, and they all resolve to real functions, so ignoring that first one, this seems to be a way of obfuscating function calls within the game. The function itself doesn't take any arguments, and in fact it can't really because it has to preserve the original arguments of the function that it's obfuscating. It must be using the absolute address of the call site to resolve the final function. It's probably a return address off the stack somewhere. It looks like it relies on some heap allocated data, presumably done during the decryption, which we no longer have in the game dump.
Oh shit, I'm gonna die.
The game now is to resolve all of these functions and patch the binary to call the real function, effectively stripping out all of this.
That was very stupid.
And we know how to do it. We set the instruction pointer to the call site, we run it through to the jump, and then we just grab EAX. However, I'm not going to manually do this for the 3,000 odd call sites. We need a way of automating this. The thing is, we know how to do this in a debugger, so let's just write our own debugger. I did a live stream series where we built out a process hacking toolkit, and it's all open source. However, I only wrote it for 64-bit applications, and this old game is 32-bit. So a quick bodge later and it builds for 32-bit and we can bring it into our project and use some of the primitives that we wrote. Now the crux of this is the following Win32 calls. Debug active process, which registers ourselves as a debugger with Windows for the game. Wait for debug event, which will block and wait for a debug event to happen. Get set thread context, which allows us to get and set the registers of the game. And write process memory, which allows us to write a specific debug instruction into the process of the running game. So by combining all these, hopefully you can see how we can replicate the manual process that we were doing earlier. Scan for the...
So just throw the DLLs, yes? Oh shit, I did not.
Set a breakpoint on jump EAX.
I thought I could just pick those up.
And wait for the breakpoint.
I seriously got finessed.
Rinse and repeat. However, things are not as easy as we would like. Just doing this resolves to a function that is only valid for that run of the program. If we patch it in and then rerun the game, the address is no longer valid. The calls this technique is hiding are all calls into libraries which are loaded at runtime and may be at different addresses on each run. Windows normally handles this for you with something called the import address table or IAT. In summary, it's an array of function pointers at a known offset that gets populated when a DLL is loaded. A program can then call these functions via the IAT thunk. However, Securom does all this resolution manually and returns the raw address of the function. But they should still all be in the IAT, so when we get EAX, we just need to go on a jolly through the IAT, find the function in there, and then resolve the call to that. Whew. After a bit of debugging, it sort of works, but after a while it just returns invalid addresses. I wonder if there's some more timing shenanigans going on here. Heuristically, it seems okay with the first 1,000 resolutions before going wonky, so I've modified the program to kill the game after resolving that many, and then just restart it and continue from there, effectively working in batches. There's still a few it can't resolve, but if I run the game to the menu and then manually resolve it, it's then fine. So I'm guessing there's some other setup going on and you're not supposed to be resolving these till a bit later. This is an easy fix. When we launch the game, we just let it run through to the menu before resolving. Now I get to listen to the first few seconds of the theme song over and over again. Binary still crashes. It looks like the IAT isn't being correctly populated by Windows, so the functions that it eventually calls are incorrect. I've had a little poke around and it seems like there's a second IAT in the R data section. If we update the PE headers to say the IAT is here, then it gets filled in. Possibly a deliberate choice to try and make things a little bit more difficult. It's still crashing on a bunch of these calls that our program didn't resolve, but it didn't even find them. At the start of the program, they're just regular calls to the deoff function, but by the time we reach the menu, the game itself has mutated them. They now load the address from a heap allocated array, and inside that is just the address of the deoff function over and over again. So the DRM has taken some of these functions and added an extra layer of indirection to them, and because we now don't resolve the functions until the game is fully loaded, we miss them. If we just take every 4-byte address in this array and search for code that loads and calls an address from it, then we get 25 of these special buggers. Will it take us longer to code this up or resolve them manually? Well, we know the addresses of these, so we can just bodge our existing code a bit to handle this. Our debugger crashes when trying to resolve 4 of them, but let's ignore that for now. Still crashing, but it's on one of the cores we've definitely patched, so how has it unpatched itself? Oh, I see what's going on. It's actually loaded itself again into memory, but because I made a copy of the binary, the original unpatched one is still in the directory. So this goes away if we just rename our patched binary to be the same as the original exe. So now we're crashing at the 4 addresses we couldn't resolve with the debugger. Luckily, we can just manually fix those up. Okay, moment of truth.
Does it work? Oh. He did it!
Yes! Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is still with the CD in it, so let's just try removing that.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it! Hate this hacking crap!
Okay, let's just set a quick breakpoint on message box A. Okay, it's called from an if statement. Surely, after all this, it can't be as easy as just patching that out.
No way! Oh, he's gonna kill him, bro. This is like when you overcomplicate things. He paid for the whole CD for no reason.
So if you want to play this game, there's definitely some solutions out there. However, for me, the fun is in actually getting to the game and then showcasing the techniques that I used. I also try not to look at too much prior art when doing these videos. Again, for me, the fun is in the puzzle. However, during my research, I did stumble across 2 articles of people who had looked at Secure ROM in other games, and I'll link those 2 below because
that's so mean.
It's nice to know that I was on the right track, even though our approaches did differ slightly. What a journey, and all this without making a single reference to...
It's a Unix system. I know this.
If you're scared to come outside, what are you waiting for next? American citizens are being shot in the street. This administration...
Alright, fuck it, let's go with this one.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now I was recently at my local CEX picking up some Xbox 360 games, as most of them cost like next to nothing these days, and while I was in there I noticed these 2, a 25 quid Core i7 and a £50 graphics card, both of which date back to over 10 years ago. In the last video we saw how an overclocked i7 4790K still put up a decent fight when paired with a modern RTX graphics card. So today I thought we'd stick with a DDR3 setup, though this time we're focusing on an even more entry level point. But what a perfect time to do so with some of the crazy pricing out there. I don't hold out too much hope for this configuration to be honest, but we'll see what it can do. We have the 4-core 8-thread i7 4770S today, a lower power quad-core chip from 2013, and the Nvidia GTX 980, a 4GB GPU that came out in 2014 and was a very capable choice for gaming at the time. Anyone looking to buy parts like this in early 2026 is probably on a limited budget, so I've paired these 2 with 16 gigs of DDR3 1600, that's 2 8GB sticks, and we're using a basic H81 motherboard. The PCIe Gen 3
I totally forgot about the game.
Gen 2 mode, but it is a 16 main card, so no big deal. We should.
So where's the other one? Oh, it's here.
I think the CPU...
I was just farming it just so they can like finally pick it up.
Using Windows 11, which seemed to work. I just moved my SSD from my main PC to this board. An older version of Windows or a Linux distro of some sort would probably feel a lot smoother to use. 11 was tolerable, but it was sometimes sluggish. Multitasking was a bit of a nightmare. So, with our £75 or $100 combo ready to go, let's get into some games. In the last video I tested Battlefield 6 and some of you asked me how I got it to run on a 4th gen Intel chip. Well, to be honest, I don't really know. I didn't do anything, I just fired up the game and it worked. So it must have been the Z97 motherboard, because with this board, the H81 board, the game gave me a secure boot error. So it won't launch at all. I might make a separate video about this whole thing soon, just to make people aware that a better socket 1150 board may let you play the game on older hardware. But let's move on. So in the last one as well, a lot of you asked me to test Arc Raiders, and on the i7-4770S and the GTX 980 here, it will actually run. Now sometimes when I'm using graphics cards with lower amounts of VRAM, like 4GB cards for example, some of the textures just will not load in. I think you can probably pick that up here, like with some of the trees and fences in the distance, like they're just blurry blobs. But actually, as we
manual override,
texture detail will pop in.
Oh, override, sorry.
It doesn't always occur, so it's nice to see it happening here, unless there was some sort of in-game up.
So both of these things are like 2015.
CPU is pretty much the limiting factor here. That said, it does run nice and cool with my cheap Thermalright AK120 SE cooler once again.
Oops.
And in terms of power consumption, we're looking at less than 60 watts overall here. Now there are a few dips and drops which can be a bit off-putting, and you'll mainly notice this when moving between different areas, but it's a plus 30 FPS average easily, and that's all I can really ask for with this aging combo. In fact, we saw at least 40 frames per second, with 1% and 0.1% lows that weren't too bad. Now I'm going to do this a couple of times in this video, but I want to also show you gameplay with a cap implemented. I didn't do any exact benchmarking, but this could be a decent way to try and alleviate some of those stutters without making too much.
I mean, you can really work with that for the next 2 years.
You can implement a 40 FPS cap, and it's sort of like a nice sweet spot between 30 and 60 FPS. Well, we can do that here as well using a program called Reaver Tuner, which comes bundled with MSI Afterburner, which is what displays all the stats on the screen. Now, implementing a 40 FPS cap in some titles will make the dips and drops that you'll inevitably experience on a setup like this feel less intensive. So you might want to consider a cap with old.
Man, why is it so long?
In newer games. I'm surprised.
Gotta wait until one drops on.
Baldur's Gate 3 next with the medium preset and TAA. The average was about the same here as it was with Arc Raiders. We're looking at 45 FPS, though this one certainly exhibited more dips and drops. And I think this is mainly because of the CPU in and around those busier city areas.
Oh, maybe you gotta kill them before they self-explode, I guess.
Some exploring elsewhere. Right. Then the frame rate will really pick up and it'll be a lot better to play, a lot smoother. But yeah, when things start getting a bit heavy on screen in terms of action and NPCs just roaming around, it is going to impact performance. So again, you may want to consider something like a 40 FPS cap, maybe even lower, maybe a 30 FPS cap. I found that 40 was fine here. There will still be drops below this, sometimes to the low 30s.
I don't know.
A lot more consistent as opposed to those huge frame rate variations that we may see otherwise.
I guess you're like playing on Series S Xbox.
And the fact I am terrible at this game, so where the most issues occurred was actually with like getting wiped out. As you can see, that happens to me a lot. I just get wiped out by enemy players a lot, and this is where the biggest frame rate hit comes in. So you get wiped out, the frame rate drops a little bit, and when you respawn, it drops a little bit again, but then
I wish I can pick up the other characters' guns.
You shouldn't experience as many frame rate dips with hardware like this. Cyberpunk 2077 up next with the low preset. We actually left a few things on medium, or the preset leaves a few things on medium here. Again, just like in other titles, you're going to experience a decent frame rate in those areas that are less busy, like if you're in the Badlands in this game for example, or you're in a part of the city that is less populated. The low preset actually means that the texture and crowd density settings are set to low as well, which is beneficial for our processor.
Yeah.
As we make our way into the heart of the city regardless, we're going to...
It's really the CPU bottleneck.
And our CPU is pretty much going to be pegged at 100% utilization anyway.
I was looking at the other screen.
So I don't even think we can do that as part of a higher end motherboard based system. So yeah, this is just a lower powered chip that I picked up because it was.
Oh my god, bro.
It's honestly too bad. It's not like those 35 watt i7T chips that will really decimate performance in certain areas. Again though, you may want to consider a frame rate cap this time. I chose 30 FPS and yeah, it didn't feel too bad at all. I think I used to play
Can't do anything.
PS4 back in the day at 30, so honestly, it doesn't phase me all that.
GG.
But some of you may not be happy with that. When you do lock it to 30 though, it runs so much smoother, or so much more consistent.
Wow, what a beautiful gameplay.
Huge frame rate variations. But you've got to be willing to put up with 30 FPS in the first place.
I can't believe it, bro. This is literally the last one.
60 FPS cap in place, regardless. I only
this is so ass, bro.
With the low preset and 100%.
They're forcing you to grind. They're like, you have to do it multiple times.
I think you're probably going to do, or want to do the same with hardware like this. The percentile lows still weren't great, 35 and 15, but it felt a lot smoother with the cap in place than it did without. And
they're playing on casual
online title, I think it's beneficial to the overall experience. But it's entirely up to you, of course. It all comes down to personal preference. For GTA 5, we have the legacy or the original version of the game with the high settings. The sliders were set halfway here, the soft shadows were enabled, and all the advanced settings were off. FXAA was on for our form of anti-aliasing here. Now, there are no problems with this one. It's a pretty old game now. Again, most of the issues come from the CPU, which will struggle in those busier downtown areas, but it's a lot smoother in GTA here than it is in other games. There are no real problems with this one, so a decent experience throughout my 20-minute or so gameplay session today. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 up next, one of my favourites from the last couple of years, one of my favourites from all time, to be honest.
I can understand why.
Medium settings here, and I also implemented FSR 3.1 quality. I was sort of just roaming around the town and the forest area, trying to get the frame rate to dip a little bit. We actually saw 49 frames per second with these settings, which is pretty impressive considering the hardware we are using. Not quite maxing out the VRAM.
Gotta play with this.
Either. Again, this is more.
Might as well finish with it.
That's what you're going to run into most of the time. But even so, actually no. Back at the footage now, and it's certainly more GPU limited. This one doesn't really require much CPU power at all. This is a quad-core 8-thread CPU, and that
this game is a waste of my fucking time. I'm not even joking.
Onwards, with
this is
go pairing something like this with a.
This is why I sometimes try to avoid things like this, because just
performance left.
You'd think it's a good game, but.
Let's finalise with Red Dead Redemption 2, 1080p with a console equivalent Xbox One X settings. I think
that's what happens when you give them benefit of the fucking doubt.
Medium. The average was 50.
I'm given to note that this is also an exclusive, not exclusive, but like Game Pass
similar story with
game. So you would expect there's some quality control to it.
I'd say really good, considering. As far as a lower cost
comp, now they just want to like force you to replay it over and over.
Operating system. As for this one,
casual should just like make you finish it in one term.
As always,
that's how they do on Far Cry 2, even in
Horizon build. So hopefully
Horizon,
have a couple of videos in between.
Horizon in general.
Thanks as always for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.
It's been a long time since we've done an unbagging / unboxing video.
Oh my god.
I've been ordering tons of stuff from AliExpress. It seems like the parade of couriers coming just never ends. But we got a bag. Let's see what's inside it, because I can't remember what I've ordered. But it turns out I really can't remember what I ordered. So I have a few interesting things. This is a...
Look at the peeking.
ESP32.
He would shoot while he moves.
That's not an ESP32. It is.
Can't even do that as a human being.
C3 OLED module. So these are very tiny. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess there was the project.
These bots don't even approach anybody.
No idea what it was. Cannot remember. And for some reason, I ordered 2 of them. So I must have.
No, this is what I'm gonna do.
And then I've forgotten what it was. So 2 of these nice ESP things.
I'm just gonna hide. Although I don't know if I'm gonna get XP if I do that. Probably a bad idea.
So we will try and get something running on these. Very neat, very cool. And then we have some other stuff. That's an empty bag. Not that interesting. Let's put the empty bags on the floor. So what's this? It's a heart rate sensor, pulse module, blood oxygen concentration test. So that'll be interesting to play with and see if that works. I guess you just
How does it know?
and it measures everything. So
How does it sensor?
the project as well. What's this? This is a it's Type C PD trigger. So let's open that up. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. I wonder what the 1, 2, 3 corresponds to. Let's plug it in and find out. Move some of this stuff out of the way. There we go. We can stick it down there. It's a nice tiny board. Where's my multimeter? Okay, there's the multimeter.
No, what if it just pops?
Let's see if we can just arrange this to actually see. There we go. So currently we've got it set to 1, 2, 3 set to off. So just poke this in and see what voltage we get. And we get 5 volts. And turn this on. 15 volts.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Next one.
God damn it, I meant to fucking...
All of them on 9 volts. So that's interesting. Quite handy. Back to 5 volts. Not sure what combinations of things actually do things. 5 volts.
Can you look Discord?
20 volts. Okay, 1 and 3 gives you...
Can I look Discord? Depends on who you are.
3 by itself is 5.
I'll check it out later, bro. Don't worry.
5 as well. So,
I'm really
little
busy, as you can see.
voltage. There should be the instruction manual. Oh, there's a little LED as well. A red LED to show it's actually doing something. Stick that to one side. Quite handy. Now what are these? So this is a... Oh, this is quite interesting. So you may remember the old...
My FPS don't drop anymore though, so it's kind of fixed already.
MP4
that's good.
microphones that used to be very, very popular. They're no longer manufactured, but this is a completely compatible one. So it's a TimeStar MS. I can't read that. MS9 something something. Where's my magnifying glass? There we go. Well, you probably can't see that either. It's an MS86.
Damn, so the electricity really like fucks them up.
V441.
Always done them.
It's like they've even made it exactly the same shape. Get this out. Come on. Yeah.
You just like literally disappeared in front of me. What the actual heck?
So they've made it exactly the same shape and exactly the same pinout. So that's actually surprisingly useful. Oh, maybe we should give that a go as well. Feels like that could be a nice little video. And I've got 2 of those, so that's handy. Let's just stick this back in the bag. What's this? There's another PD trigger, so the same as this one. It's like I've got 2 of them just in case I blow one up, I guess. What's this? Oh, yeah, this is quite interesting. I do vaguely remember ordering this. Let's have a look.
Are you fucking kidding me? Even when I'm hiding? What's the point of having barriers then?
Looks like someone's already peeled off my plastic. Outrageous. was probably quite loud. Sorry. And what have we got here? Oh, we've got some batteries. So let's pull out that. There we go. So just 2 coin cells. Beeps. Interesting. Oh, that's actually kind of neat. Let's get something white so you can see behind it. There you go. It's quite nice. Transparent little LCD screen. Tells the time and humidity and the temperature. Not bad. I'll stick that somewhere. Quite useful. It's always handy to know what the temperature is, especially in our house where it's normally freezing. Alright, so what's this? Seem to have 2 of these. They look to be the same. Oh, okay. So these are just some nightlight type things.
Oh,
quite handy. I wonder if we can make it. Let's have a look. We can pop it open. Yeah, there we go. Popped it open. So if we cover up this, probably needs charging. Here's the USB-C. Let's stick in USB-C plug.
The indicator doesn't help at all.
And hopefully that's doing something. Normally expect something to light up. Well, that's the LED. What's that LED for? Yeah, I'd have expected something to light up to indicate it's charging. Maybe not. Strange. Well, let's leave that charging. See if it springs into life. So I've got 2 of them. Guess you can't have too many. Let's put this one on charge as well. Ah, interesting. So that one does have a little red LED to say it's charging. I think I know what this is. I've plugged this one into an actual USB-C charger. And of course it doesn't have the resistors to say give me some power. So I bet if we use their old style cable, we will get power coming in and we'll see everything right. So
look at that nose.
Confirm my suspicion. Yeah, there we go. Got a red light now, so it's charging. So let's just pop this open again.
Xeno.
And yeah, I think the problem is there's none of the 5.2k resistors anywhere around here. At least I can't see any. So it's not going to trigger USB-C power. Yeah, there's nothing there. So no 512k resistors. That's probably not even in focus for you guys, but take it from me.
Ah, shit.
Let's just see if it is charging now. Slowly, I think. Is it charging?
What? I'm not allowed? What is this discrimination?
Dodgy cable. We cover that up. Did we get anything? No, nothing yet. Well, let's leave it charging and we'll see what happens. Where have I put? I'll just put it over here, out of the way with its other bits and bobs. So, a couple of empty boxes. I am collecting these little USB cables. I've got hundreds of them now. It's getting a bit ridiculous. So what else have we got? We'll save the big boxes till last, just like at Christmas. Okay.
I guess he is also synthetic.
I've no idea. What have I got? Ah, cool. Yes, so it's a laser and a laser detector. So here we've got a nice little laser module. So see that? And this is the actual detector. So let's power the laser up and see if it works. And I wonder what the pinout is on this. It's got 3 pins. What do the 3 pins do?
Right, let's go, come on.
Not labelled.
Almost fucking ate that shit.
Power this then. Probably just does take some voltage on the pins and does something. Let's just connect it up. I reckon.
It was his fault. He's the one who exploded it.
Let's try bottom one as ground. Let's not point it at my face. Oh, there we go. Laser beam. So I've got it set to 5.
They replaced her.
And it's drawing 20 milliamps. Actually, I'm current limited. Don't know. But anyway, laser. Cool. So we'll do a little project with that, using the detector, and that could be fun. Just safely away. Alright, crackly, crackly, crackly. Back in the bag. There we go. Let's dump that on the floor. Like that on the floor. Ah, right there. What is this?
I really hate this game. I really want to push it like as soon as possible.
Separation, intelligent, insulated.
When you get like halfway through a game that's like really dog shit. It's the worst thing. This is what really causes me to burn out.
I must have ordered.
Not even joking.
But I have no recollection of doing it. Oh well. Yeah. Well, that looks good.
Dog shit games like this.
At the top. And it's obviously a thermos. There is it supposed to light up?
Even when you play on casual, you still have to grind.
There we go. There's a little light.
They're forcing you to like grind the game. You can't just do the story.
What does green mean?
Even Far Cry allows you to like just go through the story only.
1 second. I'll put some hot water in and see what it does. Well, it's going up 21 now. I guess it's going to take a while.
Oh my fucking shit, dude! Look where he is.
Let's just put that on one side as well. We'll check it in a couple of minutes.
Thanks for the help, dude.
And finally, this looks quite fun. Professional mini remote control drone, 4K HD aerial camera. So let's have a look at this. Comes in a very professional looking pouch.
Look at the bots. They're not even doing anything.
Wow. This was amazing.
I can't approach them. I literally have to wait until they get killed. Because they don't care.
Oh, it's got power?
I guess they're just going to keep respawning.
Right then.
There's the one right there.
Do you think it's safe to power this on the desk? Let's give it a go. Clear space. Samin on? Power? Nope. No power yet. Yeah, it needs charging up. I think it probably needs charging up, doesn't it? Anyway, so we'll play with that. I guess we need some batteries in the remote control as well. Shall we stick some batteries? Let's put it on charge. Stick some batteries on and just see if it will start up. Where do we actually charge it? There's the charging port.
Alright, do they actually...
Or does it take batteries?
Oh, I guess they listen. Alright.
Surely not.
I'll try to use the ping system.
Oh, there we go. There's a battery pack. I guess there's a charger in here. Well, it's got a blue light, so it's got some charge. Let's put some batteries in this. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, we have another red light on the remote control. I'll turn it on. Oh, it's gone. Oh, there we go. Flashing light. Don't know if you can see that. Looks like there's a flashing light. Do we do anything here?
I asked you to leave.
Maybe...
I did everything to
Oh,
discourage your
what does that mean?
advance.
There's lights. No, there was a light. Up, down.
Can go over this? Alright, well.
Nothing. It was an on switch.
They're literally...
Can't read the manual. But yeah, the front lights are coming on and flashing. So that does mean...
I'm starting to realize, like, the bots are doing less and less work. They can't even go in.
Lagging on YT due to the dual stream view.
Quite fun.
Dual stream view?
Remote control. That's, maybe there's a reason why this was so cheap. What else have we got? Let's just...
What do you mean?
So we don't
What dual stream?
suddenly start flying around. Oops.
Your stream and the other one you have open.
It's not a stream, it's a video.
Turn off the remote.
Oh, I guess it's lagging. This game is ass, I swear to God. The optimization on it is just so fucking stupid.
Are these two little modules? So these
God,
are
I really hope it just...
So I'm buying these.
I hope this game explodes, I swear to God.
During the houses at various different places. So obviously at my desk at 21 degrees. In different bits of the house.
Put it on 50%, I don't care.
Cold. So
Let's just finish this game already.
Monitoring, visual inspection of temperature. So a bit of charge, and these things have sprung into life. At least one of them has. This one does seem very flaky on the odd charging. It's not always showing red. It's probably the cable or something else. But does it actually light up? Let's turn off the light, see if we can get it to light up. Oh, there we go. Light. Brilliant. I've got a few modules like this, and I've noticed they're not particularly sensitive, so I'm going to do a bit of a hack on some of these things, see if I can improve them. And our little flask,
WSP.
Gone up to
Sod.
32 degrees.
Open fire and maybe I will ask Alpha and Beta to attack more.
They're useless, bro. They're as useless as the whole fucking universe, man. Open fire, maybe ask to attack more.
To play with.
I'm trying.
Be prepared.
I literally pink them. I just don't care. Wait, who said what's up? Sorry, I didn't say.
On July 18th,
Rosad.
2025, Flagler County Sheriff's deputies received a
What's up, Ray?
child left unattended inside a vehicle parked outside a bar in Palm Coast, Florida.
Did you ring me?
I think so, yeah.
Not only that, but that
Look at them. They're not even shooting him.
Like again BTW. Do we have to stare at your settings and not watch the video playing?
I don't even know what the video is. Oh, it's just a police video. Right here. You can watch it.
Know who this person is? Okay. I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna get a picture and then we're gonna go in there and talk to them. Because that's not a good thing. Hey,
Yay, I'm satisfied.
I hate this game.
It's been running the whole time. Nobody's come out for the vehicle. He did. He came out and like looked in or something. Older white male. Older white male. Okay.
I wish I can explain to you like the uselessness of these guys.
Yeah.
They have like you see this big ass dude. They're not even taking care of him.
While deputies were
I have to ping it.
If I had this on Steam, I would be more than happy to join.
It's on Game Pass, but yeah, I appreciate you. Maybe I'll just like play a public and let someone else carry me.
What is he wearing?
Oh, that's not fair.
He's wearing all black?
It's not right.
Does he have like a hat on or anything?
No. Yes. Yes. But why do I have to have this?
We're gonna talk to you in just a minute. We're gonna explain everything.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We just need to go inside and grab the husband real quick.
So they're never gonna stop. They're just gonna keep going.
Yeah? It's working.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay.
Sorry. I'm not trying to move. Okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm gonna go to jail.
We're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to pick up the thing. You literally have to hold it. And every time you get shot, it gets cancelled. What is this gameplay? Did they ever thought about like, oh, okay, if someone's gonna play this on single player, is it just gonna get fucked? This is casual, by the way. Oh my god, no fucking way. They don't stop. They keep like they literally keep spawning, and like they spawn with big guys too. He's not even healing me.
Over there, can you please?
Your phone's in the...
Because like I said, yeah.
Alright. That's it. This game is getting deleted. I'm just goddamn not insane.
I would join as the doc.
Nah, you're good.
They were here.
This is what the game gets.
I came here to get...
Right there.
Babe, it's okay.
Enjoy the install, bro. I'm not gonna give this game any more seconds of my life.
I let him go out.
Is there a way I can review it too?
I'm not going anywhere.
Where's your phone at in the bar?
Whatever.
And then I just grabbed, quick here because I didn't know. I had a pee. I cannot bring him to the bathroom. Because there's no.
Okay, well, I've given this game a chance, but
Come here together?
No, it was here, and then I come here.
obviously it sucked. So
No, he go here.
it's gonna be the first game where
Either here.
I have to cancel it because it sucks. Mm. Which color should I give it? Maybe red? I just feel bad because like
Add you on the app.
I just feel bad because like I literally gave this game so much time. Like at least 6 hours. It just fucking sucked. Okay. Reason of quitting. Abnormal. No. Lack of single player content. Slash forced grinding. Alright, there we go. Well, I'm never gonna finish that. I'm not gonna count this as a game completed, obviously, but I'm never gonna touch that game again. I could add you on the app. No, it's fine, it's fine. You don't have to. I'm not playing the game anyway. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm gonna start it off tomorrow. We're gonna play Halo 4, hopefully. And we're gonna see from there, I guess. I don't know what to install though. I still have a lot on the Game Pass. Oh yeah, I have Wolfenstein 3D. But no, I feel like that one is not fair. Let's cancel it. My friendly neighborhood. Anyway, what is that? Oh, raid? Thank you for the raid, D1. I don't even know there was a raid there. Well, thank you for the raid. Hope you guys have a beautiful night, alright? Maybe I'm gonna continue tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna play tomorrow. Fuck. Has to be a really good game. Maybe Quake 4. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.